G'day, welcome back to the vlog. I just thought I'd do a video on how to change the oil on a BMC engine because there's not a hell of a lot of information online about how to do it. And it may seem obvious to a lot of people, but to a lot of people it's not. So I just thought I'd share with you that. I've just clocked up 750 hours on my engine on the refurbished BMC. And so I generally change the oil every 250 hours. I think you can leave it in there longer, but just a general rule of thumb, I just like to swap everything over. It just keeps everything easy to remember and all the rest of it. At 750 I've also changed over the air filter. This is the air filter that I've just taken out, and as you can see it's looking pretty dirty, pretty black. So I've just replaced that with a new one. It's very easy. You just literally take it off with, it's got one of those band clamps on it. So you just take that off, take the whole unit off, undo the lid, take it out, put a new one on, put it back on the engine. Easy done. So I've done that as well today. But now I just wanted to show you what you need to do to change the oil. So when I had my engine refurbished, I had the engineer put in a sump pump. That's what that is there. So all I have to do is literally undo this little screw here, open the valve down there, and proceed to pump all the oil out. Now I use an old, that's a 2-litre kettle. Use that into there, and then I just get another container to pour the contents of that into that. So I'm just going to do that now. I forgot to mention, it's probably a good idea to run the engine for about 10 minutes before you do this. Just makes, warm up the oil and make it a lot thinner and a lot easier to get out, especially in this cold weather. So I've already run my engine this morning. So I just was waiting for it to cool down before I do the oil change. Yeah, so probably not a bad idea to put an oily rag around everything, because as you can see it's already started to, it just sort of goes everywhere. So yeah, get a rag, put it all underneath, and like I spilled it some already, but it'll burn off, but it's just best if I can just get as much of it as possible. Okay, so I have now extracted the bulk of the oil out of the engine, and that's it there. Now, as to do with what to do with old engine oil, I'll explain what I do with that in another video. But for now, I will just store it in that container. But that, of course, is only a third of the process when you change, just removing the oil. Next thing I'm going to do is remove the oil filter and replace it. So down there, you see that little black thing? And you can see that? That's your oil filter. Right, now you need one of these. I'm supposing you can call this a filter wrench or spanner or something. It's probably got a special name, but essentially it will enable you to grip the oil filter and remove it. You can try and remove it by hand if you're so willing, but I think you may struggle. Having one of these will just make your life so much easier. So that's the next thing I've got to do. Yeah, okay, you'll need one of these. There's no way you'll get that off with your hands. I struggle even with these. So yeah, so that's an oil filter. That's an old oil filter, right? See now the blackness is okay, right? It's just just want to make sure that you get enough. Well, it's not okay. I mean, that's dirt and grime and all the rest of it. So just want to change that regularly. But I could have left that maybe a little bit longer, I guess. But I'm not experienced with diesel engines. I'd rather just keep it all, like I said before, just keep it uniform and change it every 250 engine hours. So the next thing to do is pop the new one on, and as a general rule, you just put a little bit of fresh oil around the seal, around the rubber seal there, just before you plonk it back on. And then you just fill up with oil and make sure you check the dipstick for the correct level and stuff, and she'll be right to go again. So to show you that, see that? I just rubbed a little bit of oil around the rim, around the seal there. So I'll just do that before placing the oil filter back on the engine. Okay, so I'll just replace the oil filter. It doesn't need to go on too tight, just firm. Okay, but I would use the spanner if you can. You can put it on by hand, but just an extra little bit of firmness, I just like to use a spanner. Now it's over to this. This is where you put all your fresh oil. So that's what I'm about to do next. Obviously check your levels on your dipstick, and then she'll be right as rain.